If you feel weak in life, it's because you don't have a buzz cut. No, I'm fucking with you. Your hair should have nothing to do with you feeling weak or not, but your actions and your standards do. Before I actually talk about how I changed my life and how I became the man that you see today, I need to tell you my story. For a long time, I felt weak in life. So let's go back in time. This was me in high school. I think I was like 15 or 16 years old here. But you can't really tell because I look like I'm 12. Now you see young Emmanuel over here was invited to a party this upcoming Friday in my freshman year of high school. But I was not a party guy. My entire life, I just hung out with my family and played video games with my friends. I was not a very socially talented kid. Like, I wasn't even close to being popular or anything. But I decided, fuck it. I'm going to go to this party. You know, I'm trying to have fun in high school. I'm not trying to be locked in the house for the rest of my life. So freshman year me, I go to this party and it's pretty fun at first. I went with my friends. We're just kicking it. Maybe I'm even talking to a few girls. You know, I'm enjoying myself. Like, I actually wasn't even anxious to be there, bro. Because, you know, when you don't go out the house, you get a little anxious to be in social settings. But it wasn't even a big party. Like, maybe 30 people in one house. And I'm sitting on the couch having a conversation with some of my homies, and maybe there's some girls there sitting on the couch with us. Maybe there's like 6 of us total. And then this dude walks in the room. Let's just call him Josh for the sake of the story. And Josh was not someone that I considered myself friends with. I went to middle school with him, but he was always like a fucking bully. He was like always bigger than everyone. You know, typical high school bully shit. He joins us and he sits down on the couch. At first, everything's going fine. You know, everyone's talking. But then Josh fucking kills the vibe. Bro, he just starts picking on me out of nowhere. I remember it like it was yesterday. He just like is sitting across from me and is making fun of me, telling me I'm weird and that I'm a wannabe Latino. What the fuck, bro? That's such an odd thing to say, especially for like a dude who was white and I'm Brazilian. I don't even know what he meant by that, but shit went downhill so quickly. I don't know. Maybe he was just making fun of me because I was an easy target. You know, I was scrawny. You saw the photos. Maybe he's just trying to impress all these girls by making fun of me. But I make fun of him back. Like, I wasn't scared of him that much. Maybe I was. But I wasn't going to let him make fun of me in front of everyone. So he's throwing jokes. And I'm having comebacks for it. And then eventually he gets pissed and he just starts pressing me. And he says that we should go outside and fight. I guess he didn't like that I stood up to him, you know, like I had jokes to his jokes. And I'm going to show you what I look like once again. Do you really think that I'm going to win any fight in high school? Like, I was 5'7", 120 pounds, and he was like 6'1", 160. Fuck no, I'm not about to fight him. All I remember is us both standing up because he stood up and we're looking eye to eye and he's real fucking mad. And he keeps telling me to put my hands up. And I'm getting nervous. I'm scared he's going to throw a punch at me or something. My heart's beating so fucking fast. What the fuck is up with my hair? I don't even know what he's saying. Holy shit. I'm just thinking, like, how did I get here? Like, why can't I just make it stop? Why can't I just, like, diffuse the situation? All the people in this party are forming a circle around us. And, you know, they want to see me get my ass beat. But I keep telling him, bro, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. And then he just pushes me to the ground. I fall. He calls me a pussy. And he walks away. And the worst part was I heard laughing in the background. Some people found it funny, I guess. My hair's throwing me off way too much. But some people, I guess, found it funny, you know, me getting humiliated. I didn't think it was funny. I was on the floor and he was like standing above me. I felt like I was fucking weak. I couldn't do anything, bro. Like, I was on the floor. He fully pushed me and I was just there like, oh shit, I'm about to get my ass beat. I couldn't do anything. He just walked away and the whole party was quiet after that. After everyone, some people laughed. No one said a word about what happened. Maybe some people made fun of me after, or maybe some people just felt bad for me because I was the scrawny kid who got picked on. But I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't even want to think about it. This was one of my first times going out in high school. And now I looked like a weak bitch in front of all my classmates. And you know, at the time, high school, you care how people see you. And I will never fucking forget that feeling of walking home after the party and feeling like a little boy. I'm not going to cry, bro. I'm not going to lie, bro. I cried walking home. That was one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. Like, you know what it feels like to be embarrassed. It fucking sucks. But it goes to a whole nother level when you're not just embarrassed, but you look like a weak bitch. Like someone made you look weak. And that's how everyone in school sees me now. Another man had the power to make me look powerless in front of other people that I cared about. Josh was someone I knew, and he made me look like a worm, like a fucking worm in front of all these people. He fully, like you don't understand how bad it was. That night when I was walking home, I will never forget wiping away my fucking tears. And I'll never forget this. I made the promise to myself that I was never going to let another man make me feel that weak ever again. I immediately, after this moment, decided to change my entire life. I was done being weak. I had the habits of someone who was weak, so I deserved to be treated like it. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't have the habits of someone who was strong. I decided to set new standards for myself. I was never going to see myself as weak again. And if you feel weak in life, you need to hear this. After that night, I could have said, fuck it. Like, I'm never going to leave the house again. Like, I could say I'm done with parties, bro. Like, I felt so humiliated. My first party ever. And I just got embarrassed. Like, I'm just going to, like, live my comfortable life, go back home, play video games, like, every Friday night. Because it was so embarrassing to go to a party and be humiliated and disrespected. I could have said, I'm done with that. I'm done being social. But I said, fuck that. I wanted to conquer this new aspect of my life. I wanted to go from being a boy to a man, and this was my fucking opportunity. Like, this was my rite of passage. Like, I promised to myself that I was going to go back to one of these parties someday and beat Josh's ass. I took it that serious. I said, while they go out and they spend their time playing video games, smoking weed, drinking, I was going to take that time and I was going to use it and make myself so tough, so strong that I would never be humiliated like that again. So it sounds like a fucking supervillain origin story, right? But spoiler, that never ended up happening. I never fought Josh. Quarantine happened right after this party, like a month after. And I just had months of all the time in the world to study exercise science. I had months to work out and learn how to box. And after that, I didn't expect him to try and make fun of me because I had grown so fucking much and become such a different person that I knew it wasn't going to happen. But the point of me telling you the story about me being embarrassed in high school wasn't for you to say, like, oh, poor Emmanuel, he was bullied. Like, it's not about you feeling bad for me. It's not even that crazy of a story. But I'm just telling you this because of what it taught me. It was life-changing because it taught me that I was weak. And I was weak for a reason. I was weak because I didn't take myself serious. I wanted to go out to parties and be seen as a man, right? I didn't want to be disrespected. I just wanted to be treated nice, bro. But somehow I didn't earn that. Because in my free time, all I would do was work, kick it with my friends, play video games, maybe smoke some weed because, it's high school. Just do fucking like loser shit. I had loser habits, right? So why did I expect not to be treated like a loser? Why did I expect that I was going to suddenly stand up for myself and be the man? It doesn't work like that. I just made a video on this, but I'm going to say it again. You have to have the discipline to develop tough habits like working out, like being productive and doing tough shit, because that discipline starts to resemble respect in your body. Because when you respect yourself enough to treat your body like a statue and to cultivate something greater, it represents your mindset. And when your statue shows that you put comfort and laziness over hard work, no one's really going to respect you. Not men, not women. And that's something I see so often in my younger self and other people. They have the desire to be seen. They have the desire to be respected. And they want to be treated in like the best possible way. But how can you expect to be treated? How can you expect people to treat you in the best manner if you're not the best version of yourself? You don't even act like the best version of yourself. You do what the loser version of you does. And you expect to be treated like you're not a loser. I'm speaking looking at my past self. Like, why did I think I was going to get away with being tough when in reality I wasn't? I had jokes. I had jokes to combat this dude's jokes, but I didn't have the toughness to combat his toughness, right? I was a loser, and I'm not saying you're a loser. That's only for you to decide. But deep down, you know that you're not doing all that you can do to be the best version of yourself. You're only giving 50%. So you should expect 50% of the results and 50% of the respect. What I'm trying to say is you need new standards and new habits. People can see your standards and your habits because how you treat yourself is resembled in your body. And the only way Josh was able to pick on me and make me look like a loser in front of everyone was because I was already a loser. I take responsibility for that. Josh is right. He's an asshole, sure. But he just showed everyone who I actually was on the inside. He showed everyone that I was a dude that didn't respect himself. Because if I did respect myself, I wouldn't have allowed him to push me like that. If there was another version of me who was tough enough to respect myself, I would have had the habits of someone who was big and bad enough to fucking like prevent him from pushing me. That's what I'm trying to say. If I had the standards and the habits of someone who was better than who I was, that would not have happened. Because if I had been in the gym, if I had been set the standard of being a tougher person, that would not have fucking happened. I want you to think about who you want to become. How do you want other people to see you? But most importantly, how do you want to see yourself? This is the most important framework, mental framework that needs to be adjusted. You need to understand, what traits do you want to resemble? Do you want to be strong, nice, humble, confident, helpful, whatever it is? Think about how you want to be seen and how it would feel like to be that guy. You need to realize that you're not that guy yet. Your best self resembles those traits. The future version of you resembles those traits, and you're not him yet because you don't hold yourself to the standard of your best self. You need to realize that all the best things in life starts here. And when you see how you want your life to change for the better, you need actions and standards that adhere to that new life. When you think of your best self, you need to understand what he does, and you need to live like him. Josh picked on me because he could tell I didn't have high standards for myself, and I didn't have the habits of a man that could stand up to him. This is what I'm really trying to get you to understand. Your habits and your standards determine everything. It doesn't matter if you feel weak physically or mentally. It doesn't matter if you feel weak because you're out of shape, if you're too skinny, you're too fat, or you feel weak because you make weak decisions. The only way to remove that feeling of not being the man that you want to be is to set new standards and new habits for yourself. This is not new information, but we are actually going to apply it to your life starting now. The moment that you get into a situation like I did, and you realize that you need to set new standards for yourself, is the moment that you're going down a new path, and the moment that you decide to change your life forever. The only reason you've watched this far into the video is because you feel a little weak on the inside, at least, and you don't want to feel that way anymore. The only way to change that feeling and to make it into something better is to create a new vision for your future. A future where you're strong, and you need the standards and the habits of that strong future self. By set new standards, I mean this. You need to set new expectations on how you want to think and how you want to act. After that party, I set the standard that I wasn't going to let myself be weak. And I started acting on that standard by setting up new habits. I started going on runs. I started working out for the first time consistently, because we all start and then stop. I started boxing. I set that standard that I was going to be the disciplined dude. And I followed through with new habits. I took my old mindset and I said, this is not going to serve me anymore. I was done being comfortable and living my life the way I used to live it. I need to become someone new. If I want to change my life, I need to do something new. Let me get this clear. Your standards determine your habits. Your standards determine your habits, and your habits determine who you are in life. Your standards are the rules that you live by, and your habits are the actions that you repeatedly do in life. And if you have shit standards, you're going to continue to let yourself to think and do things that don't align with who you truly are. And when you live like that, that is the most miserable thing. And I'm speaking because I lived like that. Shit standards means you're going to have shit habits, and you're going to destroy your brain and your body, and you're going to look and feel weak. So if you feel weak, if you feel like people are taking advantage of you, and if you feel like you don't have the power to be seen as who you want to be, you're not who you want to be yet, you need to reevaluate, and you need to set new standards for yourself. I set new standards to this fucking day, bro. I decide that when I feel like I need to change my life, I say enough is enough. I look around at what I need to change, and I decide to change, and I stick to it. That party was 4 fucking years ago, bro. Maybe even longer than that. I think it's like 5 years ago, and I've yet to stop working out. I've set the standard that I was going to be fucking strong, and I stuck to it. And it was so good that I never went back. Recently, I've been setting new standards. I realized, holy shit, I'm not being productive. So I reevaluated. Said I'm going to set productive standards, and I backed it up with new habits. Now I get up fucking early, 5 a.m. in the gym tomorrow. You're going to see me there, bro. Now I make content. You get the message. If you don't feel like you are where you want to be, you need to reevaluate what you could change about your life, and you need to set new standards and back it up with new habits. The only reason I can talk on this is because I was where you were, and I had to get out by myself. I set new systems, new habits, new standards, and I got a new life. Like I said, you're watching this because you feel like you're weak, at least a little bit. And the reason why you're not being taken serious is because you don't have the strength or the respect to be seen as someone to be taken serious. I'm telling you right now, the solution is to set new standards and habits. The second you start saying, I'm done taking disrespect, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make myself into someone who doesn't need to put up with that shit, and you start backing up with new habits, that's when you actually start to change in life. You don't need me to tell you that, but you need to realize how much it changed my life. And if it changed my life, it's going to change yours. And I'm at the point now where I've gotten so comfortable with myself that I can make fun of myself. I can critique myself. Me and my homies can crack jokes about me. But I will never let someone come into my life and make me look like a bitch or disrespect me to that level ever again. I set the standard that I was done with the disrespect. And I needed habits that would make me into a man who could deal with that. So please, just start changing the way you live. If you want to be treated differently, if you feel like it's going to take too much effort to change your life and become strong, you're always going to stay weak. Strength is rare for a reason. You can always make the decision to change your life and become that strong, best fucking version of yourself and be treated like it. The version of you where you get treated the way you want to be treated, and people, you can stand up for the people you love and yourself. That's what strength looks like. Or you can continue to put it off, continue to think that people should just be nice to you and respect you no matter what, and you don't have to be disciplined to resemble respect, to get respect. The solution has always been in front of you. You know what to do. You know that you're not satisfied with your life, but you only have two options. Stay the same and just hope shit gets better, or make shit get better for once. After all, nothing changes if nothing changes. This was kind of a yap session. My hair's fucked up. It's almost 6 p.m. I gotta get up early for the fucking gym tomorrow. I just want to say thank you boys for watching. If you watched all this fucking way, I fucking respect your attention span, bro, because I can yap at times, but I can drop some valuable things. I just want to say thank you boys for watching. Thank you, bro, specifically for having the attention to finish this video. I want to say it's time to change your life. You don't have to put up with shit anymore. We can all become the best version of ourselves, man. We're all going to make it. Love you, boys.